Welcome back, boys, to some more Insurgency Sandstorm. Today we're gonna be taking a look at the settings in this game. Now these are mostly for the PC side of settings, but if you're playing on console, I think there's a couple of things you can pick off from this video as well, so just keep on watching. And yeah, if you enjoyed this sort of video, if you find this useful, please do leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this in the future. And yeah, we're gonna be taking a look at these settings real time, so I'm gonna be talking as we go. And let's just hop onto the range right here and see how the settings affect on real time. So you want to be doing this if you want to like get the best performance or the best quality. You want to do it inside the game so you can actually see the difference when you're changing and tweaking all the settings and whatnot. So let's just hop on the range right here and see how it goes. Alright, so first of all, if we go into the settings here, you can see that you have allow lesson hints and whatnot. They basically just make the game inform you if there's an obstacle you can climb over, and basically it's just stuff like that. So if you're new to the game, you might want to leave this on because it will help you to learn the game a bit better. But personally, I leave them off because they're just kind of annoying since I know everything about the game already. Next thing is allow VIP, which is if you're playing the ambush game mode, this allows you to be spawned in as the VIP. So if you don't want to play as the VIP, leave this off. If you do want to play as the VIP, then leave this on. It's, you know, basic stuff. Viv Bob, and Bob, no, it's not a person. Bob is like the bobbing motion of your camera when you're moving and whatnot. I leave this off personally because it kind of makes it hard to spot enemies if you're running and the camera is bobbing all over the place. So yeah, I'm leaving that off. It just helps, you know, in identifying enemies and whatnot in longer distances when your camera isn't bouncing all over the place. Camera animation I leave on. It's just your camera moves a bit when you're reloading and whatnot, and that doesn't really bother me, so I leave that on. It kind of looks cool in my opinion. They're pretty subtle things, all of these, but still, you know, do as you please. Death camera, basically when you die, the camera will look at the person who killed you. If you haven't noticed this already, this is actually a thing. So personally, I think this shouldn't be even a thing in this game. It should just be removed because, you know, if you're going for realism, then if you die, you die. You shouldn't know where the enemy shot you from. It just doesn't make sense. But we do have it, so I'm gonna use it. Why not? You know, so I'll leave it on. You might want to leave it on. I don't have any reason as to why you would turn that off or anything, but yeah. Profanity filter, basically if someone types in some bullshit in the chat, then it's gonna like censor it. Now, if you're from the golden days of Call of Duty, you might want to leave this off because you just don't care. I mean, we've been through worse, but if you're from like Fortnite or whatever, and you're a small child playing a game where you kill people, then you might want to, you know, check this box. I don't know, it's up to you. Enable NVIDIA highlights, so if you're using shadow play like me, you can use that. I don't use that, I don't care. And language is English for me. Now, show HUD is basically all the like things on your screen, all the information boxes and whatnot. So as you can see, I turned it off. I can't see anything. I can't see how many magazines I have and whatnot. Now let's turn it back on. And now you can see all the things down there. So that's what the HUD is. Now, if you're a really experienced player and you want to play like you want to have that complete hardcore experience, then you might want to take that off. It's also gonna hide all the like markings on your teammates and the sites, so keep that in mind. You might want to know where the sites are if you're planning on doing this, because it will make the game a lot more fun to play and a lot more hardcore, but you will have to actually identify who's your teammate and who's not, so you're not killing your teammates, because this game does have friendly fire on, so you don't want to be slaughtering your teammates. That's not good. So just leave that on if you're at all new to this game and whatnot. Always show compass, so if you turn that off, you can see on, you can see the compass down there. It's pretty good if you're doing callouts for your teammates and whatnot, but personally I just don't use it. I don't see the point. I usually play alone anyways. Always show cosmetic selection when game starts, so basically it lets you choose the cosmetic preset you have made for the map when you load in. You might want to leave that on, so you know you will actually be able to pick what fits the map most. I think it remembers what you last picked for that map and it uses that, but still you might want to change it, so just leave that on. I've never had any issues. I don't really see the reason why you wouldn't have that on. Connection status location doesn't matter. Relative team colors, these are basically the colors you see your teammates in. So the enemy color is red, teammate color is blue. You can change these colors however you like. You know, you can have your teammmates, I mean, this guy next to me is an observer, so we need to change this one. But I'll show you here. Like, we can make him pink. Oh, save that. So you can see he's pink now. Now this is really cool. I like this because you can customize it to make it like your own. And you know, pink is like, or purple, whatever that is a lot easier to see than yellow, for example. So that might be, you know, even better. But yeah, you can pretty much change them however you want, you know, it really doesn't matter. You can also change the opacity of it. So if we put that to 5.5, you see how like dim it is. You can't actually even see it that low. Hold on, let's put it like 30. So it's really dim right now, so it won't like mess with your view if you have enemies between you and your teammate. But I leave them at 100 because I just find it the most useful, you know. At least I know who the teammates are and whatnot, so that's that. Show control, so these are just for replaying and spectating, whatever you want to do with these. I mean, all of these things are really well explained in here, so I don't really think you need me to explain these. I just wanted to go over these ones because a lot of people don't seem to know about them. And also keep in mind that I don't know which one of these settings are on the console versions because I only play on the PC. So this is more PC orientated, this video, but you might be able to pick some things off from here for consoles as well. But there was a lot of YouTube videos on console settings already, so you might want to just search one of those up if you want. But yeah, like I know for a fact that video settings is not an option really in the console version because you can't really change the video settings at all. But maybe you can pick off something from here, from this video, so I don't know. You can also show the FPS counter, but I don't really like it in this game because, as you can see, it's like fast as hell in this. Like, it's just, I don't like how it like looks. But it's great if you want to like tweak the video settings and you want to see what gives you the most FPS, then you might want to have this on. I'm using shadow play, as you can see on the top right corner, so I'm not going to use that. Now, next up, binds. Here you can pretty much change anything you like. I'm just going to go quickly like from the top to the bottom so you can see what I have it set as. So these are like the things that I have, that I'm using. Pretty generic, like I haven't really changed that much. Now if you want to have the same things, then go ahead, but you know, just make them your own. That's really all that matters. The one thing I have is I have proximity chat on my mouse, but I also have the cycle optic right here on my mouse, so I can like cycle between iron sights and the scope quickly. I really like that. That's, you know, I highly suggest you do that as well. Now there's auto lean. So on console, I'm not sure if you have this, if you even have a leaning on console, but I leave this off because I want to fully be able to like control what my player is doing. I don't want it to randomly like lean around corners and whatnot. I just don't like that. Then you have manual pivot deploy, and I have it automatically, so it just attaches to wherever I go, and I like it that way. I haven't found it being annoying in this game, and I don't want to be pressing a button every time I want to like put my pivot somewhere, so I'll just have that off. And then down here we have all the mouse settings. Here is my setting. I have it on 0.35. I don't have mouse smoothing on. And down here, like you can see, all the things I have now. These could be better, but that's just how I have them set up, and I enjoy it, so I haven't had any issues. But of course, you might want to be trying them out yourself and, you know, tweaking them to your own liking. That's always what you want to do with the settings. This is sort of just showing you what kind of settings there are. I'm not gonna tell you how much sensitivity you should have or whatever. Like, that's always up to you. And this video is just, you know, for the purpose of showing you guys some things. Now, next up we have the video settings, and this is probably one of the most important ones out here on PC, because it's gonna determine how your game looks and how your game runs. Now, I'm gonna show you first my settings. So if you have a good PC, you wanna copy these because these are gonna give you the best visual quality. So starting from up here, I have it to 1920 by 1080, and that's because that's the kind of screen I'm playing on. That's the kind of monitor I have, so yeah. Vertical sync, I'm not gonna use that because it eats up like 20 FPS easily. I've tried it out. I don't see any reason to use it. It doesn't help me in any way. And gamma I have set to 1.4, but you know, you can go with whatever you want basically. It's just gonna make the game a lot darker. I suggest you stay around 2 and 3, but 2.4, 2.5 is perfect, so I just keep it at that. Field of view I have set to 100, which is the maximum. You can use 90 and it's gonna make it a little bit easier to see players far away. Like, alright, it's probably better if I show you. So FOV is set to 70. As you can see, like the camera is really close and you can't really see a whole lot. Now we jump that to 100 and you can see a lot more things. You can see a lot more of the surroundings out here and you can see your weapon better and everything's just... It's a bit further away, but it's so much better. Like, I suggest you have it at least to 90, which is, I think, the regular amount the game comes with. But yeah, I have it up to 100 because that just allows me to see a lot more if you're going CQB and whatnot inside buildings and stuff. Alright, so coming on to quality. Anti-aliasing I have on TAA, which is, in my opinion, the best. It gives the best quality. If you take it off, as you can see, everything is really sharp, and I don't like it. It's like overly sharp. FXAA is best for the performance, I think, but it's just not that good looking. It's a bit blurry down here, but it's like really sharp close by. And then there's also SMAA and SMAA 2x. Now let's check that out. And again, I think it looks good, but I think it's still a bit too sharp in some places. So I've always used the TAA. I think that just looks the best for me personally, at least. It just looks so crisp, and it's not overly sharp, but it's not dull either. Like, it's just perfect. So yeah. View distance quality, it's gonna eat up a bit of FPS having it very high, but you wanna see far away in this game. It's not gonna really matter that much. Texture quality, as you can see, they only recommend it to be very high if you have over 8 GB of GPU memory. So yeah, and as I said, like, just come to the gun range and just test these out on your PC and see what works the best and what gives you the best FPS to play with. That's pretty much how I did it. Now, FX quality, yeah, it doesn't affect that much in my opinion. Foliage quality doesn't affect that much. Shadow quality does affect a bit, I think like 20 FPS at least on my system, but I have it on low in every game anyways, just because I don't really care about the shadows. I don't really look at the shadows that much in games, so I always just have them on low. I don't really care about the shadows, and also people can be hiding in the shadows, so having them on low I think makes it a bit easier to see in them and in dark places overall, so I just have it on low. Post-processing quality, this affects a bit on your performance, but I have it on very high because I have a good PC. Now there's frame smoothing and frame limiter, and I've never used these personally. I just don't see the point. I get a lot of FPS. If you have a lot of drops and a lot of highs in your FPS, you might want to use these to get like a good, like an average amount of all time. Now, coming down to resolution scale down here, this affects the most, in my opinion, of how the game looks, because it's how much your resolution scales up. So it's normally on 100, which looks good, but let's go to 50 and you'll see what I mean. So you never want to go to 50, but as you can see, it looks absolutely fucking horrible. You can't see anything. It's like having no glasses on. You know? Now, going to 100, which is the normal in this game, looks good. It looks perfectly good. I hate that bottle. Get out of here. As you can see, no problem whatsoever. But if you go to 200, you can instantly see how crisp the game looks. It looks so much better. I don't know how well you can see it in this YouTube video, but if you have a good PC, you can try it yourself, and it looks so good. I used to play a lot with it set to 200, but it's really demanding on the PC. I still have over 160 FPS, but like my bedroom became a sauna whenever I played Sandstorm with 200 resolution scale, because it's just so heavy on the GPU and CPU that it just warms up my house, and I'm sweating my like tits off over here. So 130 is what I personally use because it's pretty gentle on the PC, but it also looks a lot better than what the 100 looks. So yeah, 130 is a sweet spot for me, I think, because after that I don't really see that much difference anymore. Motion blur, I leave that off just because it's annoying. It's just, no, I don't like looking at it. Now, scope setting is something that's really gonna affect your performance as well. So with the normal setting, it zooms in your whole scope, or your whole screen zooms in when you aim down the sides with a scope, as you can see. So the whole screen is moving. And that's how pretty much all the sights in games work. Now, this is how it realistically is, picture in picture. Only the scope zooms in, as you can see. And it looks really, really good. Like, that looks so good. But it also has to render your picture twice. So once for the outside of the scope and once for the inside of your scope. So it's gonna eat a lot of your performance. That's why you don't want to be using it if you have a low-end PC, and you don't want to be... Actually, no, never mind. It's not even an option on the console because of that. So you can't use it on consoles, as far as I know. But if you have a low-end PC, do not use it. Just go with the normal settings. But if you have a good PC and you want to really like experience a realistic sniper experience, then turn it on. Hell yeah. I don't know why I didn't have it on. I don't actually know. But I'm gonna leave it on right now. Dismemberment, if you're not a little pussy, then you might want to leave that on, because then you're gonna just see like legs and limbs and all that good stuff flying about when, you know, there's an explosion and whatnot. So just leave that on. So much better. Foliage interactions, basically just if you throw a grenade or whatever, the like grass is gonna move a little. Works fine. No, it doesn't really affect performance that much, so just leave that on. Ambient occlusion just sort of have to do with the shaders and the lighting and stuff. Leave it on. It doesn't affect that much. Anti-static filtering, I have it on max. This affects a bit, so you might want to like, because it affects how like detailed the textures are, so you might want to put that to like 2x or 4x if you have a low-end PC. But tessellation, so it's just more to do with the shaders. I'll leave them on, it just looks a bit better. Screen space reflections, I have it on high, which is the maximum. Just looks better, doesn't affect that much as far as I know. And LOD transition method is field of view. Now fixed distance, it's gonna make the buildings far away look a bit dull, and it's gonna make them look a bit boxy and whatnot. Again, this thing affects FPS quite a bit if you're playing in a bigger map, but I always have it on field of view so you can actually see shit. So yeah, it just gives a lot more like detail on the buildings far away. So having it on, why not? Basically, that's all the video settings you need to know. So here's again how I have it. TAA, very high, shadows low, and resolution scale 130, motion blur off, picture in picture scope setting, and 16x filtering. That's pretty much all you need. Alright, moving on to the audio. Again, not really much I have here. I should have headphones here for some reason. I don't know what that was. Master volume I have on 82.9. Again, these are all personal things. I'm usually like changing the volume on my like headphones and whatnot, so I have them pretty high inside the games themselves. Music I have off. This game has pretty decent music. I don't think I ever have music on in any game. I think Hunt Showdown might be the only game where I have music on, just because the music is so goddamn good in that. But other than that, I never have music on in any game, so that's just me. Mute voice over radio beep. So if someone talks in radio, then it's gonna leave a beep sound. I don't want to mute that, it sounds cool. Mute ear ringing. Now this is a cool setting. So you can mute, like if a grenade explodes near you and your ears start ringing, you can actually mute that if you don't like that sound. It's so like normal to me that I don't even mind. I don't even realize that it's going on. So I just leave that on, and it gives you a more realistic experience anyways. But if you absolutely hate that ringing noise, then you can just mute that. I think that's pretty amazing to have in the settings. Now, I don't think that many games do that actually. That's really cool. Sound in background, so allows audio to continue playing while the game is in background. Don't have that on, I don't care. And voice chat input stuff, I have Yeti microphone, so I have that usually there. I don't know why it wasn't there right now. Mute VoIP radio beep, same thing as before. Transit volumes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, those are pretty much all the settings in this game. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.